of our Nigerian celebrities even jumped on this trend. So right now we'll be checking out some of our favorite TikTok videos, and you get to decide which or who is your favorite.
In the past by successive governments, and I can say that some of those reforms have not been able to deliver on what they ought to have delivered. Let me give you one example. In 2004-2005, there is the entire public service reform, where we brought the issue of monetization, the sale of government houses, and saying that once you do that, and also outsourcing some services, particularly drivers and cleaners in the ministry, department, and agencies. As we speak today, most of those promises that have been made, that those reforms will deliver, they have not been able to deliver. In fact, monetization has been abused. Because the essence of monetization is to say that the humongous amount that is being paid to our political elites to maintain their drivers, maintain their vehicles, that such amount will go. But we have seen what is happening now. Still, our resources is being used to buy vehicles. They call utility, but under the utility they hide, and they have been doing a lot of havoc. Even those category of workers that have been outsourced, you have seen what is happening. I remembered when I was on the board of one of the teaching hostels. In fact, the management was sued because they couldn't pay for an outsourced service. First, the cost of the outsourced service is even much higher than the staff that were laid off. So the hospital could not cope up. They have to abandon entirely that process of outsourcing cleaners, because also cleaning hospital is not like cleaning other places. So I can say that it has been policy somersault, no consistency, and in most cases they have not worked. Well, of recent we have also heard about the Onosade committee report. I've read the report, I've also read the white paper, and therefore I'm at loss. Which one are they going to implement? Is it the white paper? Because I saw the white paper, actually the white paper committee did well, because they were able to curtail some of the challenges that will have arose from implementing that committee report. Let us also have at the back of our mind that some of those agencies are also establishments of law. They were enacted by law. If you want to merge two agencies and both agencies have law that is backing them, we then have to review the law also before we now go to do the merger. If merger is about bringing efficiency and productivity, we are for it. But if merger is actually targeted at reducing the workforce, then it's also going to compound our issue. So we'll follow logically to interface with the implementing committee to know which one are they even implementing and how are they going to implement it. Because we are in a very precarious situation, and I think also that it will not be proper even to implement it now. Let us get out of one challenge so that we don't put too many things on the table, and then at the end of the day we lose essence of what we want to achieve. I think it's for us now to concentrate and fight coronavirus and let the process and the economy and also the challenge be addressed substantially. Then we can look at other issues so that we don't just get our mind divided in addressing some of those issues.
All right. Lockdowns have been eased all over the country, and the machinery of the civil service is coming back to life, albeit gradually. Certain categories of workers at the national level have been asked to resume duties 3 times a week. States have also adopted some of these measures. But here, you have also some challenges. How prepared are employers to ensure the safety of the workers who resume duty? Where I'm going to is, what are the rights of the worker to say, look, if you have not provided this safe environment and the things I need, which now are not just what used to be because of this virus, what is the right of the worker to say, look, I cannot go back to work under the circumstances if you have not provided what is necessary for me to work in this pandemic?
Well, first, let me start by appreciating profusely Mr. President for actually allowing for gradual opening up, because it was one conversation that I think there had been for and against, but I think in this case I think the decision is well balanced. What remains is actually the implementation, which is what we need to do to ensure that that good gesture is not also abused. I think our problem stems from two issues. One is the fact that When people begin to compare Nigeria and possibly countries like Ghana, they forget that Nigeria is a federation and Ghana is a unitary state. Because in the case of Ghana, the lockdown was done at once. And therefore, every of the other provinces and entities were under lockdown. In the case of Nigeria, even when we locked down Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja, some states were still operating. And people were able to leave Lagos and travel to states like Kano, up to Maiduguri. I saw people traveling on motorcycle. From Lagos to Maiduguri, people traveled on motorcycle. Some joined trucks. So we are not actually operating at the same frequency in responding to this issue. So to now say perpetually, because in the case of Nigeria, like in the case of US, state governors also have their own role to play in declaring either lockdown, partial lockdown, or even refusing to lock down completely. And that is what has happened. So in order to do a balancing and ensure also that some category of people don't suffer, and also some category of people don't have their means of livelihood cut off completely, that balance was then proposed. And I think it's a wise decision.
Right.
In the context of this, there are many models around the world that have worked. There are countries that have not undergone any lockdown. One of them is Sweden, Korea.
Hello, I am Rebecca Semlek. I'm a makeup artist and I also tie daily. Welcome to Do It Yourself. Today, I will show you how to tie your headgear. As you can see, I'm holding two different head scarves and it's a form of a cap. So, in order to make this look fanciful for an event, you will first of all wear doublets. So you will first of all put the first one in, then you put the second one on top of the first one, leaving you use the edge of the scarf to twist around.
Good evening and welcome to Nationwide Today on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Many thanks for joining us. The embattled governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has formally resigned his membership of the governing All Progressives Congress. The governor made his decision known while briefing State House correspondents.
I'm sure the whole country knows and is aware of what has gone on with me and the party chairman, the party leadership, which culminated in my disqualification as a gubernatorial aspirant. And upon that unfortunate decision by the chairman of the All Progressive Congress, I'm just here today to inform you that I have now decided formally to resign my membership of the All Progressive Congress. Having done that, I will now announce in the next few days my specific line of action and what platform I will be contesting the gubernatorial elections on.
Nigerians may like to know, why have you decided to come to the State House to make this your decision known?
I said that before I make a decision, I have to show respect to my president, who I adore, who for me is an epitome of incorruptibility, an epitome of order, an epitome of lawfulness. This is a man who, for him,